time tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and start this live stream. Thank you so much for being with me, for joining me here on the Royal We Live. Now then, for those of you who are able to sign on and to see this live stream, I got to tell you, I wasn't planning on being live here on a Monday night, especially on Labor Day evening. As a matter of fact, I was out. I just got back in right now, but I wanted to go ahead and put something out there for those of you who are up tonight, those of you who are still interested in spending some time with the Royal We community tonight. And so I'm going to wait just a few minutes and see if anybody is going to sign in. Now, hey, Cynthia Ann, how are you? It's good to see you. I know we're starting later than usual, but like I said, it was a holiday, and I didn't expect to actually be on, but I figured I wasn't able to put enough of a warning out that because it's Labor Day, we wouldn't be doing it tonight. But I figured that most people would be out, wouldn't be home, but decided to go ahead and get going. Yes, Heather, I wasn't expecting to do this. And here's how YouTube works. It can be kind of interesting because I have an organic channel where I upload videos. Hopefully you saw the latest upload. And then I have the live channel. Hey, what's up, Bars? How are you? And what I did is post on to my organic channel that I wasn't going to be on tonight. But I didn't know if anybody would see that. I cannot make posts on the live channel yet because I don't have enough subscribers. So when you don't have 1,000 subscribers or whatnot, you're not able to make posts. Does that make sense? I can't write, I'm not going to be live tonight. So it kind of puts me in a bad spot. But so I wanted to come on here and say hi. We'll do a little quick one since we're starting late. Again, happy Labor Day to all of you. And I hope you had a great weekend, a long, extended weekend. What I'll do is just talk a little bit about, hi, Holly, how are you? And Tanya, I'm glad you're here. I don't expect everybody to show up, and that's okay, because, again, we're starting late. But what I will do is talk about the video that I uploaded, because I'm going to be doing a series of the videos, like the organic video that I just uploaded. Hopefully, you all were able to catch my upload earlier this morning that I uploaded, or this afternoon. The video that I uploaded on the organic channel about rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse. Hi there. Hey, Time for Peace. How are you? Shadow Dancer. How are you? And but I had a great time making that video. And that video was actually a small piece of last week's live stream. So for those of you who were here for last week's live stream, you'll know that I was talking about the 3 things that we struggle with, taken out of Ephesians, the book of Ephesians in the ancient text of the Bible, that talks about how we do not fight against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and rulers and dark places and this and that. And it always intrigued me as somebody who grew up in a faith-based community. I never quite understood that. We tend to kind of make this stuff mystical and say, well, it must just be demons and angels and stuff, and that's it. And it's hard because when you experience narcissistic abuse, the first thing you're thinking of is no, my wrestling is with that person. That narcissist caused me pain, and that is the reason for my pain, right? We tend to do that. But what I realized is when I really dug into that scripture, that Ephesians, that ancient writing of Ephesians, what I read and what I found out when I broke the words down and I got to the Greek text is those words actually have meaning to them, significant meaning that you and I actually really deal with. The first part of that, of what we wrestle with, the word is arche, the ancient Greek word. You don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against arche. It's the first one. When I looked at the meaning of arche in the Greek language, it has 2 different meanings, but the first meaning is of a power and authority. Okay, I get that. But the second meaning is of a starting point. It means a first place. It means preeminent. It means before everything else. And as I was just working this out in my mind, and it just clicked me. Oh my goodness. your starting point in life is a power over your life. And then I had to look at everything else in the scriptures like Genesis and what the authors of the ancient texts of the Bible are actually trying to say. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was dark and chaotic and formless and void. Darkness existed before the words were spoken, "Let there be light." So in the initial stage, in the beginning point, it was dark, it was formless, it was void, it was chaos. This is the formation of everything that's new. And it makes sense that this is a power because it is a power. It's working against you. When you walk into something or you have everything stripped away from you and you're reduced down to nothing, you have nothing, and that nothing can weigh on you. It can hurt. It's burdenous. And we're so used to having things kind of handed over to us, right? And we feel this way with narcissists in our life. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The love bombing is good. Everything's being given to us and blah, 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 blah. Life is amazing. And then boom, it's all gone. And then before we know it, our families are gone, our friends are gone, and we're left with nothing. This is a beginning point. You're actually at a beginning stage. You're at a start. And it weighs like an entity, like a power, like a force. It's crushing this principle. And I believe this is what the text in the ancient Greek language is trying to say. You're at war with this principle, with this power, with this starting point. You struggle, you wrestle against this because you don't want it. Again, this is how the ancients wrote the beginning of the Bible. It's what the whole story, the whole faith is based on is you begin in darkness. You begin with no light. You begin in a tore down, broken, chaotic place. That's where your story begins. We see this again as part of a curse. And I didn't bring this up in the organic video, but when Adam and Eve, just to put the nail in this piece of wood, to hammer it home, everyone, follow me on this. We see this in the beginning when Adam and Eve are banished from the Garden of Eden. Get out of here. Because of the wickedness, because of the deceit, you are banished from the garden where things are provided for you, where everything is given to you, where you do nothing but lay around and bask in the glory. You are banished. Leave. And because of this, cursed is the ground that you walk on, and out of the sweat of your back, out of the work, out of the suffering, and out of your toil will you build for yourselves. This is what is part of that curse. That's how the ancient people understood what was going on and how to get this, you and I, to understand this. That we are banished from having perfection handed over to us, and instead, as part of this curse, we will suffer and work to build and co-create, right? For those of you who are faith-based and you believe in God, you have a co-creator there. But you are to suffer and to build in life, build your relationships, build your job, build your home, build your family, build your morals, build your values, and it takes suffering. You and I experience this in narcissistic abuse. For a while, we have great things handed over to us, and then someone just texted me and said, "Are we having a live stream tonight?" Apparently, they're not on. I wonder if I should respond. Let me respond real quick. I'm going to say, we're on right now. Where are you? So that's what this video was about, the organic video. Again, if you have not seen the organic video, I encourage you to go back to the organic channel. Check that video out. I hope that you enjoy it. I put a lot of work on it, into it. On right now. I'm typing on right now. And next week, and what the videos I'm going to go on is I'm going to go deeper into that. I decided to break it up into that topic. The next one is going to be the next power that we struggle against, also based out of Ephesians. There's arche, and then there's the next one, the rulers and the authorities, but it's actually, the Greek word means something completely different. Once again, it has a lot to do with, I'm going to drop a hint, spoiler here, it has to do with delegation. All right? Talked a little bit about it last week, but I'm going to be really talking about it in an organic video, putting some creativity and music to it. And I really want to get the image there for you of this delegation process and how you and I can carry this delegated burden that's been given to us, spoken over our life, that we feel we have to carry. And as a matter of fact, it's interesting. Somebody commented on today's video, organic video, saying, how do I move on and get past the influence of all the garbage that I was told by the narcissist who put me down and insulted me? I feel like it's been an influence in my life and I can't shake it. That's exactly what this next video is going to be about, is that delegation. So spoiler alert, that is what it's going to be about. So we got 24 of you, and that's fantastic. Hi, how is everybody? I do have the phone line on, and you're welcome to go ahead and give me a call. We're not going to be on for too long tonight, but a couple of things I want to let you know right off the bat before we start taking some phone calls is that I want to let you know, if this is your first time watching the Royal We Live, thank you so much. The Royal We Live is 100% crowd supported. So the Royal We community is the support for this Royal We live stream. It's through Patreon. You can find it at Join the Royal We on Patreon. Again, it's Join the Royal We. And at this point in time, we have 21 Patreons. We're looking for 22, hopefully maybe tonight. But beyond that, we want to get to 300 Patreons. At 300 Patreons, we will go live every single day. Now, on Patreon, I started doing daily devotions. So every morning, I do get up and just read a small proverb, because there's an awful lot of wisdom in the Proverbs, and I speak from my heart about that as in a way that's healing and relates to narcissistic abuse. In addition to that, I will be throwing up the behind the scenes of the putting together of the last organic video. So this last video of rebuilding your life, I'm going to take you behind the scenes with me through the thought process, the creative process, what I was thinking when I was making it, and all of that stuff, because there's a lot of work that goes into these videos. And so I hope that you will consider going on to Patreon and becoming a supporter, have access to that stuff. The Royal We Live would not be the Royal We Live without the Mod Squad. These beautiful ladies are here to help you out, and they are such a huge help for me. Taylor puts the dream in hashtag the dream team. Blue is here to link you up. Tanya gives the best virtual hugs on the internet, and D-Doll is the queen of the one-liners. Thank you, ladies, so much for everything that you do. And what an amazing group, and what an amazing group the Royal We community is. And as I said, we do daily devotions now on the Patreon, exclusively on the Patreon. And so if you are a Patreon member, every morning you can expect a devotion for that day. And with that, let's go ahead and get back over here to our, where is my, back over here to our regular scheduled program. How is everybody? Does anybody have any questions? I know we started late tonight, and I want to let you all know, for those of you who caught on late here, I did not expect to go live tonight because it is a holiday. Happy Labor Day, and I was out for the most part during the day, and I'm sure many of you are out. I put up a quick message on my organic channel saying I wouldn't be on, but I'm not able to do that on this channel yet because there's not 1,000 subscribers yet. YouTube has it set up to where you have to have like 1,000 subscribers in order to post a note. Very, very wild. So we have a phone call from Texas, and I know this is Shelly. Shelly, how are you?
Hi, I'm hanging, but it's tough. It's, you know.
I knew it was you when we called. How's everything going?
Yeah, you know, just when you think like the storm will come, you know, throw something else out there, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not like I feel like I'm equipped with God for this in my soul, but I don't feel like my human experience is equipped for this. Sometimes, you know.
Right. No, absolutely. There's a lot that we are facing here. You know, there truly is. I believe it's a great time to upload the organic videos that I did, like the video today. I'm sure you saw it on rebuilding your life.
I watched it.
And I know that that's where you are. It's where a lot of people are. It's where I still am. Right? We're rebuilding.
I couldn't get any lower. So I saw it under a pregnant aunt, Kevin.
We are still at the ground floor. We're at the ground level. Okay? There's still, and here's the truth, there's still a lot of stuff being bulldozed out of our life. There has to, and it has to be. It has to be removed. As I sat at that location when I was putting this video idea together, And I was just kind of looking around the perimeter of that big dirt area that was in the park. Because I live in St. Louis, I know I've been by that park. There used to be a lot there. Everything is gone. Everything is bulldozed out.
I know the feeling.
Everything has been cleaned out. Every stick. There's not even leaves in that area. It is nothing but mud. I mean, they are serious. They're serious business when they go in there to clean that out, and they have to be, because they're going to build something else, and they can't have any remnant of what was in there. Nothing. It needs to be flattened, and the contractors and the designers and whoever's going to build there needs it to be completely cleaned out. And that really spoke to me, and I'm sure it speaks to you too. There's areas in our life, and I hope this speaks to everybody in the community right now watching tonight. There's things in your life still you might be hanging on to, you might be refusing to let go of, you might be refusing to bulldoze out. And it might be those things that are keeping you from growing and keeping you from building a new life.
Okay.
And I know we don't like to think about that stuff, but it's true. So one of the things tonight on this Labor Day evening, when you go to sleep, think about what you might be holding on to. What are you maybe refusing to push out of the way that you don't need? All it's doing is getting in the way of your new life being built. All right?
I don't know, man. Well, like, I never expected, like, when I left, I thought my daughter was understanding of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already talked about this. And you told me that sometimes,
right,
you got to let things go that don't serve you. And I just can't, like, fathom that with my kid,
Sure,
And
I know.
I am so shocked at her behavior that it's hurting. And just when I'm like, okay, I listened to what you said, I did it, and then it goes up a notch. And man, it's like I never expect that, because I don't have family, I don't have like anybody.
Yeah.
And I just didn't expect this, And I think this is where I'm having trouble dealing with it. With
right.
my, I took my son away for a little bit, and I asked her to come with me. She didn't want to come, like I didn't tell her, I just said, hey, come to I haven't seen you. But she's like, this is just out of character for her. Yeah. And I don't know what's getting in her head, I don't know if he is, or, the things that she gets, or the family that she has, because I have no one.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know how to handle this all the time, and I'm trying to do the best I can, because I still have an 11-year-old boy that needs me, and that's where I'm trying to focus. I mean, I took him away for this weekend. I mean, we're staying another night, missing school, and I'm trying to make him happy, But when she calls, she's like vicious towards me, and I'm just like shocked, because she's like, Mom, I can't do this no more. And now, like, the tables are turned. Like, no, I'm the enemy, And I'm thinking, I don't know if it's her thoughts or his. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know whose it is.
Right, but it's got to be let go completely. When it gets toxic,
Kevin? How, man?
By letting go. I mean, this is no contact. This is what it's all about.
My daughter is 17.
You know what?
Oh, man.
I mean, it's rough, but if this because she's still an adult. Yes, she's a teenager, but in this form, it comes from just the distance. You have to acknowledge.
Even if somebody says it's a rough time, I give her distance, and she's still. I'm thinking, okay, I haven't talked to her much in a week,
Right.
And then I talked to her.
Either one of two things.
Angry with me.
Right, and you're not going to change that. You're not going to change that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what you have to let go. There's no.
What happened, Kevin? What happened?
There's no fighting that's going to stop that. As a matter of fact, the more you fight that, the more angry she's going to become.
What happened, though, man? What happened? What did I do?
I wasn't there. I don't know the whole. I don't know the whole backstory. But what you're dealing with is an individual. 17 or not, she's an individual. She has her own thoughts, her own heart, her own mind, and it's not yours. It's never going to be. She's never going to see the world through your eyes. And you're
Right.
not going to see the world through her eyes. We could try. You can conjure up your best effort to be empathic and empathetic and try to see the world through her eyes. But I can tell you right now, from the way you're talking, you're going to get stuffed up every time by trying to get her to see through your eyes. And this is why you have to go no contact. Is because it sounds to me like you're desperately trying to get them to see through your eyes. Can't do that.
Yeah.
She's not.
I did that for
a
little bit.
And she's not in the mature place to do that. Not at 17. She's in a place where she needs everybody to be on her side, no matter what. Right? That's teenagers. That's the teenage phase, typical teenage phase. They know everything. They are everything. And you've got to be in a place where you're confident and comfortable enough to say, okay, I get it. One day you'll come around and realize that you didn't know anything. But right now, I'm not going to butt heads with you because that's all it's going to be doing is butting heads. And you don't want to go down that route.
Tonight, yes, sir, I agree with that totally. I said, if you're going to talk to me like that, I'll talk to you next month.
Yeah.
Because it's been like a month since I've seen her. And then as soon as I take my son out, he calls her, is excited to tell her, she shoots it down, you know?
Yeah.
And it made me mad, but I handled it well last night.
Good. Good.
He wanted to stay in there, and I so bad, you know?
Yeah.
And he needs it.
D-Doll says a perfect statement here. She says, thank you, D, for that. Caller, let go. Children are arrows that we shoot out into the world. We don't keep them forever. Do the best that you can and send them out.
Good. I can't read at the same time.
Tell them. Leave the door for her to return. And that's an excellent point. And I know I've shared this with you before, Shelley. You know, people, and this is the struggle we have. You know, again, this is our trying to grasp and hold on to and change and get everybody to see our way. And somebody asked me, you know, Kevin, you have kids. What if they just leave and don't talk to you and this and that? And if they do that at some point, I would have to, and I struggled for a second. I said, well, I'd probably be hurt. But at the same time, that's the natural order of things. And I would have to say, well, I hope I did the best job I could. Right. And
I don't feel like I did. I feel like
and that's your real struggle. That's your real struggle. Your struggle's not with your daughter. Your struggle is within yourself of wondering if you did everything you could to be a mom.
I put my attention on the narcissist, you know, that was trying to destroy me,
right?
And not my children. I was trying to get away.
You can't, right? And you can't do that. You need to really, really, really dig deep and
did it already, man.
And forgive yourself, forgive the situation. You've got to find this forgiving, and then let go. Bless your daughters from a distance. Bless the life that's what you can do now. Send them blessings. Send them love through prayer.
So how do I communicate, man? How do I do this, man?
You know what? Every now and then, a little high. Keep it short. Don't make it needy. You should not be in need of that.
I've been trying to do that like the last couple months. When she I saw she got some out of me. I'm like, what the heck, you know?
Right, but you can't. But don't expect anything in return. That's the problem. If you're sending out hi, how are you, expecting something fantastic in return, then you're not doing it for the right reason. You're looking for validation.
Well, it's not just that, Kevin. When I talk to her, it's like the conversation. No matter how I try, and this is the same thing with him. It's like no matter how I try to make it right, something's going to be wrong.
Because you're trying to make it right. Because you're trying to make it right. Don't do that.
There you go.
Don't do that.
There you go. Thank you. Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Be okay.
I think I've always tried to do that. Man.
Be okay with things not being right.
Okay.
Be okay with it.
I have to learn to feel that, right?
That's it.
I have to learn to feel that.
Yeah.
You know, man, you know, you guys, I hope that everyone in this community knows how much I appreciate the understanding and the, you know, just anything you guys want to give. I'll go back and read later. I can't talk to Kevin and read at the same time. I'm sorry. I've got too much in my head right now.
Yeah.
But I just want to heal, man. This feels like it's been going on my whole life. You know, I get to hear the bad news, you know. You know, Kevin, I haven't talked to my mother, you know, and last night I get a text. Hey, Sean. What did I do to you? I love you. This is your mother. Man, I've been going through a divorce for a while now. She came and she saw the condition I was in. She you know what I mean? Like, and it was fishing for, what did I do to you? Guess what I did? Nothing. I didn't answer.
Right.
And then my brother had a heart attack last night, you know? She
Right.
didn't tell me about the heart attack.
So a couple
You
of
know?
here's the thing. Here I want to make a suggestion for you. I think we've talked about this before too,
Please.
Shelley.
Yeah.
But I strongly suggest you get involved in a group of people, okay?
Yeah.
I strongly suggest you check out a group, Celebrate Recovery. It's called Celebrate Recovery. I was involved in that.
I think it's like a quarter of a mile down the road from me.
There you go. Every Friday night, I would be there. Every Friday night.
Okay.
All right, and I was. This is something that I was involved with in ministry. I went through the program. I sponsored people through the program, and I developed great relationships. And this is where you need to be. This is square one. This is starting over. This is building new relationships with different foundations, and healing. You need this. You need these people because you've got to break away from a personal attachment to your mom, to your dad, to your daughters, to this.
But I don't have any. I don't have that. I didn't.
I know.
Respond to that. You know?
I know you don't have it, but even though you don't have that, that's what your focus is on. That's what I mean when I say you've got to break that. You got to break.
I haven't heard from anybody like from a while, and I don't contact anybody.
Right.
But it's like they contact me like through bad news. I don't care if anybody ever calls me again. I'm good with that.
Right.
But see, you know, like I'm in a place where I'm by myself with my kids. My daughter seems to be going with that side of the family. It's very painful because I've dealt with this narcissist, whatever you call it, my whole life. You know.
Right. And we all have because this is.
I'm tired.
We all have, and that's why we're here. That's why this community exists. Because we are sojourners. We are foreigners in a narcissistic world. We're strangers in a foreign land, and we're walking through a place that's hostile and aggressive, and all you can do is the best you can do. And you have no control. You have no control over what your mom. You have no control over what your mom does to you, or your dad, or what they say, or how they live their life. You have no control over your 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, how they live their life and what they do. All you can do is make some decisions in your own life. Are you going to be tore up about all this and let it pound you
But how do you just start over and just build something out of nothing?
Every morning you get up, you put one sock on your foot, you put the other sock on the foot, you contact somebody, you contact me, you say, hi, how are you? I'm going to have a great day. You go to work, you bust your ass, you do what you got to do, you go to the gym, you lift your weights, you do your pull-ups, you do your chin-ups, you audition for the ninja show.
Yeah.
You come home, you go to sleep. You say your prayers.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you do it again. And then you wake up and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you set these patterns and you set these habits in your life. You set these habits in your life, habits that are built towards achieving and making things happen and being loving to people and being kind and being genuine. And when your mom comes around and says, hey, how are you? You can say, hey, how are you back? And when she starts in on you and blah, 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 you say, I ain't got time for that. I got to go to the gym. I'm auditioning for the ninja show. Bye. And then you try. This is what you do. This is what you do. So it's taking control of your own life. It's starting at square one, building a brand new life, right? And this is where we're all at, and you can do this. All right.
You guys are all there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're on the same. You're not alone in this. Just don't feel like you are. You're not. Everybody here that's listening.
So
everybody here that's listening right now knows.
Can I read later and hear you that you understand me?
Absolutely. Everybody here in this community knows what you're talking about. We all do.
Why is it so painful?
And listen, and I'm preaching to myself here. So don't think that I'm just coming down on you and get up, put your sock on, and go to the gym. I'm telling myself, as I'm telling you, Kevin, get up, go, write a new video, plan new shots.
You're doing great, man.
But this is
I have to force
it's daily
myself to get out of the house.
and it's daily work. It's daily work for all of us. And that's our struggle. That was the importance of the video that I uploaded today. The struggle is getting up and building, because building takes sacrifice and sacrifice takes suffering. And it's a lot easier for you to sit and think about why your daughter is not getting along with you and why mom's not. It's easier to do that sometimes than it is to say, man, no, I got to go and face the work I have to do in my own life. It's a struggle.
Yeah, I guess, like having kids, you think you'd want your family to stand behind you,
Of course you do.
My brother had a heart attack last night,
Hey, listen.
I don't hear about that until the next day, but I hear from her. I don't respond, because I can't do it no more, Kevin. I'm tired, man.
And that's why you don't.
I'm not gonna fight for my daughter no more, because if I do that, then I'm going to end up in the same position with her as I am with these people, and I can't, And
well, listen.
I told her, I said, don't call me till next month, but yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
You're welcome.
If
Shelly,
you guys have anything to say to me, I appreciate it, man.
They do, Shelly. Listen, they put the Facebook group on there. They encourage you to join the Facebook group, and I think you should too. So I would definitely join.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on.
Good. And join the Facebook group. If you're not already on Patreon, I do daily devotions on Patreon. You start your day with that. I
told you I was going to have you. I thought my name changed and some other things I was going to tell you about this week, but I don't want the world to know.
Right. But in addition to that, check out Celebrate Recovery. Do that, because
I will check that out.
Those are physical bodies that you can be with once a week, a new way of getting support. I'm a big fan of that. Anytime you can get together. I wish the Royal We.
What's it like? Is it like a church group or something?
No, it's usually they're at churches, but it's not. It's biblical based. So it is churchy. However, which there's rules around it, which is good. It's what you need, right? It is. Yeah. It's what you need. So.
It is.
So
is this normal for this age? I don't know how
yes,
old
it is.
People are out there. That's okay.
Yes, it is. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kevin.
Right on, Shelly.
Tell you what, you have saved me. Thank you. Right on, Kevin.
Thank you for
Rock
calling.
on, man. You're doing beautiful. God bless. Thank
Bye.
You. And all of you. Thanks. Bye.
All right. It is rough. It's rough out there. And, I'll be honest with you. The telephone line is back open for those of you who want to call in. And holidays can be rough. Holidays especially can be rough, right? This is where we feel we should be with particular people, maybe families, parents, kids, and it can really strike a nerve with a lot of us. It can really trigger a lot of people who don't have that. Again, most people who come out of narcissistic abuse, especially families, and you'd rather not be around certain siblings, relatives, families, in-laws, whatever the case may be, because it's not good there. It's not a good environment. It's not a healthy environment. There's tensions and fighting, and there's nothing worse than having to go and be in a place where you can feel people wanting to just choke each other, right? But yet you're pretending to get along and pretending to have a good time and pretending to hey, Aunt Nilly, your baked potato salad's excellent this year, but meanwhile that everybody in the background is just, they're either drinking beers so that nobody has to think about anything, or they don't really want to be there, and that's not all the case for some people. Some people really enjoy the get-togethers with their families, but it just depends on where you're at. But it can be a trigger. It can be a difficult thing for a lot of people today. So that's why I do understand that today can be a sensitive day for some people coming out of narcissistic abuse, rebuilding your life. You feel like you have nothing, and this is why I wanted to go live tonight. It's because I know that there's people out there that may have been triggered today, may have had a really rough day, because it's you don't have that gathering, you don't have that family support. And the Royal We is a family. This is a great time to get together for Labor Day evening. And we got a call from Texas. Thank you for calling the Royal We.
Hey, Kevin.
How are you?
This is Russell Wolf.
Russell, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. wanted to call and say that since it's been a while since I talked to you, and I really started praying a lot, and it's really led to a lot of really wonderful things happening, and I can't say how much that it's made a huge difference.
Well, share.
But
What's going on?
I would, I can't. Everything's just really good right now. I don't really had a great weekend. I've seen a lot of really great things happen with a lot of people in my life
Mm-hmm.
that mean the world to me, and they've been strong. They're going through things themselves, and all I can say is the prayer has really, really worked.
Prayer does work.
And of course, watching your videos and stuff too. That's just staying on top of it. And there was something a friend of mine used to say, and she's an older friend from up north, and she always used to say when somebody passed, she said, "I hope they finished well."
Yeah.
And that I called. I wanted to say I never heard that before, and it's just really a part of me wanted to really dig in and say, what does that really, really, really mean?
Right.
And because it just sort of seemed I couldn't really grasp it at the time. And over the past weeks, it has really, that finishing well is basically waking up each day and giving it your all, giving it the best you can
Right.
with what you are able to deal with that day.
Right. Right.
And just, because it is a struggle every day. There's not an easy button anywhere.
No.
I mean, with just people in your life, in your circle that go, that either you're standing for, and just, and yourself, and other things, and it's a struggle every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally see that when you finish well, and you leave this earth, and you've just done all you could each day to be the best person you could be, and bless others. I mean, that was, to me, it has to be it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's good. That is good. That's how you live from the inside out. That really is, right? Not looking for external things. I mean, we all have external needs, but that's what you're talking about is living in a place where you're not relying on the external. You recognize that it's rough out there. It's a rough world. The world is narcissistic, and you could either, like I was conversing with Shelley just a minute ago, you can either let it beat you down, or you can get up every day and live from your inside out through prayer and through working and just doing what you are supposed to do on a daily basis and doing the best job you can. And yes, that adds up over time. It's going to add up, and every day you do the best you can, and at the end of your life, you get to say exactly that.
you know what I learned over the past couple of weeks?
I ran a good race. That's what it's all about. What's that?
When you have people in your life that have a lot going on, I mean a lot. I found out when you pray and you bind the strongholds over them, and you start, loosening the Spirit of God in their life and just binding and then breaking the curses over them, and that has been very strong. And I'm finding when, and I don't know, all I can say it's worked here recently.
Good.
In a huge way. But it seems like the more people have going on, the more they've really got serious problems with in a spiritual area.
Sure.
And it's not easy. There's a part in Daniel somebody mentioned that it took Daniel like 3 months of praying, I believe, to reach so God could actually get to him. I'm not sure of the story. I need to look it up. But it's on that, and that really spoke to me. It's like,
right,
you've got to really push through in prayer just to get answers from God, because there's a battle going on up there.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for God to even get, or, for his, everything to come, through that you're praying for. It's a fight, and, you're fighting, struggling, with your character and with everything else, and building yourself up. And then plus, the prayer thing. But the prayer thing, I'm telling you right now, you work on that prayer thing, and you start fighting through and saying, darn it, devil, this is coming through one way or the other, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to forget every day. I'm going to remember every day, and I'm going to pray about it and put you, in your place, and,
Right.
and it works.
Yes, it does.
It really does work.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm so thankful that you called to share that, because that does work. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, right on.
Well,
Good job.
Thank you for being such a blessing.
That's a good praise report.
You started me on this,
Well, thank you.
Bless you every day for it. Thank you.
Right on.
All right, brother. I'll let you go.
All right. Thank you for calling. It's good to hear from you again.
Thank you. Thank you, bud. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. That's good, man. That's a great way to wrap up this show tonight. And I'm so that's a blessing to hear that. And prayer is an amazing thing. It's an amazing tool, and there's a lot of tools for us to use: prayer, reading, devotions. Which is why I'll say it again for those of you who are Patreon members. I do daily devotions now for you, and so we can look at a proverb together. Proverbs are so full of good wisdom, and I want to do that exclusively with Patreon members. Is to just go through these just one proverb, break it down, and use it in an applicable way coming out of narcissistic abuse. And so consider becoming a Patreon member. For those of you who are new, for those of you who have not yet signed up on Patreon. And again, 300, and I want to be able to go live every single night here on the Royal We, Monday through Friday. And with that, hey, Antonio, hello and goodbye, Kevin, from the Royal We and the Mod Squad. It's good to see you, Antonio. And with that, happy Labor Day to all of you. Again, my apologies for starting late tonight. I wasn't going to be on here tonight, but I'm glad that we did show up. I had some good phone calls come through. And before I sign off, does anybody have any questions in the live stream? For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you already know, join the Facebook group. You can talk to the ladies about the Facebook group. They will hook you up with all of the information that you need to know about the Facebook group. I won't stop now. Yes. Tanya, I think I'm going to do a music video one of these days just for Tanya in Blue and D. And, I'm going to be on the... also on Patreon, I'm doing a behind-the-scenes videos of some of the things I'm going to be working on. And you'll be able to see some of the process of what I do making these songs going into the videos. The videos on the organic channel, I put that music behind it, the videos, and I'm getting more and more into that. I used to not make all the music, but now I'm starting to make all the music just because it's easier. It makes it more cohesive, I'm finding. I can make an entire video and have one song kind of move throughout that whole video, and it's better than chopping up different songs and doing it that way. So hopefully it works out pretty good. I just want to make sure I just don't get too crazy with the music. I know the organic video today, it's pretty, big beat type music, so it's just whatever comes out of my head, guys. But so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for being the Royal We community. Be sure to give a lot of love to all the Royal We moderators, to Blue, to D, to Taylor, to Tanya. Thank all of you so much for everything. And we'll be back here next Monday night, live, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And also this week, there will be another organic video, the part 2 of this current one today. So look forward to that as well. And thank you all. Have a great night. Have a great night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. And we'll see you next week right here live.